Welcome to Reckless and the Recluse. I'm Ashley. This is Judy.
Hey.
We have some interesting news today.
We do?
Yeah.
It's hot as fuck.
Netflix wants Judy to have a baby.
Oh, you want me to give my premise away on the podcast? All right. So I was going to go tell this joke on stage, and then I was like, I'm not going to drive just to try this one kind of stupid premise that I haven't even worked out yet. But so I think Netflix is just being very passive aggressive lately. Not even lately, always. And I'm just starting to be affected by it, you know? Like, I think I might unsubscribe. Because, like, you know, I share a Netflix account with Deanie.
Your wife?
Yeah. We share an account, and every time I log in, it's like, choose, like, who's watching. It's like Judy, Nadine, kids. And I'm just like, bro, I'm not ready.
Well, Netflix is trying to tell you that your sperm count is going down.
You think that's what it's trying to tell me?
They must be watching what you're watching. And you need to stimulate.
They're trying to tell me. They're like, all you got to do is make the kid.
Yeah.
We got a lot of content. We'll raise him. You just make him.
They do raise the kids
or her.
nowadays.
Sorry. Or her.
They raised the kids, and then the kids shoot up the school, and the parents were busy. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Don't.
Is that what happened? They were busy?
I have no idea.
Busy, like, working?
I don't know what to blame. I don't want to be on sad, Reckless and the Recluse today, but what do you blame mass shootings on? And
I know we disagree on this for sure.
Why? What do you think? That's not... I
don't know that we disagree 100%, but I saw you posted something on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, I think it's mental health. Like, we don't pay attention to mental health. We don't pay attention to kids being neglected. Kids that have parents that don't pay attention to them. What do you think it is?
Gun control, 100%.
Well, obviously we need gun control on those...
crazy-ass weapons?
Yeah, at 18 you can buy them, but you can't buy a handgun till you're 21. That's just
You can't drink
wild.
a beer either.
I think that if you can't get
That's
car
insane,
insurance
right?
until you're 25, you shouldn't be able to buy any kind of gun until you're 25. Unless, like, you're hunting and you're, like, specifically going hunting with your dad.
Well, think about the thing. Like, it's so arbitrary. Like, you can serve in the military. You can vote at 18. You can't drink a beer.
You can buy cigarettes and porn.
Who buys porn?
I don't know.
Sure, you can buy cigarettes. But, like, it's so arbitrary. It's so difficult to, like, you know, the anxiety you get when you're, like, taking a driver's test when you're like 16 or 17 or whatever, and you're like, oh, I got to do this written test. I got to fucking know how to parallel park. I got to, like, you got to know what you're doing to go to a driver's test. Like, you study for it, you prepare for it. I'm not saying it's that hard, but, like, you got to be on point a little bit. You want to get some sleep before the test, at least, right?
Yeah.
There is a test. But, like, none of that would happen if you just wanted to buy a gun. No anxiety. You're just like, you know, today's the day I'm going to get a gun. It's not even as hard as getting a fucking driver's license. That's crazy.
I definitely agree. I don't think if you've met an 18-year-old human in the past couple weeks that they should make any decisions. I mean, it's like, fine, like, obviously you're an adult, move out of your parents' house, get a job, but you can't decide if you can own a gun. You cannot decide what's
you're a
best
responsible person.
for the masses. Like, it's so funny, like, thinking back to when I was 18 and thinking how mature I thought I was, and then every 5 years you're like, wow, I was an idiot. Of
course. You can't tell an 18-year-old that they are immature and don't know anything because they believe that they do.
You got to set some rules. So I'm fine with gun control. No, we don't completely disagree. But I also think society is failing as a whole.
Well, what you posted, it said something like, we should be more alarmed that we live in a place that can create people like this or minds like this or whatever. Like, the culture is one that we create mass shooters, which I do agree with. No, I definitely don't disagree with that. That's why I said.
Oh, so it wasn't, and he's not even someone against gun control. He was just
Who's he?
that guy that I reposted. I was just simply stating the fact that we aren't paying attention. We want to blame everything except like nurturing society. Like we're so, it's just, I don't know. It's too much because it's like we've gone so far on this way that we're getting better in some ways, and then we've gone so far in other ways that all of our food is chemicals. Nobody, grows their own food. Nobody takes care of themselves anymore. Social media has been proven by this study that there's been more mass shootings since 2014 when social media took over. And I'm like, I believe that. You have too much connection, too much stimulation.
Yes, but the big difference is almost all of them happen in the U.S. But social media is not limited to the U.S.
That's true.
Like the one variable, like mental health is not limited to the United States. Social media is not limited to the United States. Like none of these factors that I'm not saying they're not contributors. Like of course they are, but they're prevalent around the world. What's the difference? Like what's different about the U.S.? And I think that is the sheer number of guns. Like it's just different. It doesn't exist in any other country, and the mass shootings don't exist in any other country. So maybe it's that variable. Like let's at least do an experiment. I mean, we can't do the experiment, but like a thought experiment would be like, okay, let's take the guns down to the level of England or something, just another country, and then see how that affects mass shootings. That would be a regular scientific experiment. You control one variable. Like everything else is pretty much the same around the world.
Well, except for Mexico, because it's just as easy to get guns over there. And we have like 562 mass shootings a year, and they have something like 30, which is like very huge. So there's just something wrong with the U.S. in general.
Totally. There's something wrong with the U.S. And I agree that social media is very toxic. I don't think it's toxic for everybody, but I think that some people that like maybe aren't getting stimulation in real life or like aren't able to compartmentalize, it just kind of like can take over your brain. You can get these ideas and there's nothing challenging those ideas, right? It's like you can just be in this algorithm, in this tunnel, and only get fed these ideas that are all related and just like build on one another. And like you don't have to look at anything else. You don't have to see anybody else's point of view. You don't have to interact with anybody that you disagree with. And that is really, really dangerous, I think. Like, because as soon as you interact with somebody, even if you don't agree with them, like you focus on what you have in common with that person.
Well, you wouldn't talk to them the way you do when people are bullying or trolling people online, because they either would punch you or you would have an opportunity to see their viewpoint because it's in real life. And even if you didn't agree with them, it'd be like human nature.
Yeah, you see their eyes and their face, and you're just like, this is me. Hold for vibrations.
I don't know what's going on.
You see somebody's humanity when you can look them in the face, right? And you're just like, you know what, I don't agree with what you're saying or like what you believe, but I don't want to like have a confrontation with you. Whereas like if it's just text on a phone, there's no humanity there. And you really feel like you can say whatever you want. But I feel like it gets really dangerous when that becomes their reality.
Yeah. I mean, that's a whole other conversation, I guess. And I guess you're right. Like, it's not just social media, but I don't know what obviously, why have we not passed laws on it? I don't know. They want us to kill each other.
Because there's money in it.
They're banning abortion, but they want us to kill each other. Like, just fucking figure it out.
It's a really crazy place that we live in. It is all driven by money and another big driver, which is also money, but like the church, which is driven by money also. But like religion has this place in the government that you're just like, how is this possible? Like, why?
If honestly we were going to have exactly what I wanted in life, we would cap politicians at 50.
Age.
Yeah. Like you couldn't run anymore. Like you have to retire at 50. I'm sorry. Because maybe
50, really 50?
Yeah, maybe they're fine in their 50s, but get them while their brains are still fine.
But I think 50, like 50, 55, 60, I think you're still
get them out.
Most people.
They're so far from the the newest generation. They're so far.
But then there has to be like there's such a gap though. Like you have to somehow get young people interested in politics then.
Yeah, it's 30 to 50-year-olds and that's it. That's what I think.
I don't disagree, but like how do you get a 30-year-old to run?
Well, a lot of people start getting interested in high school. You know who those people are and that's fine. And then that's it. Because they would be close enough to the youngest generation to understand how it feels, even if they don't agree.
You can't even run for president until you're 35.
I know. Well, I'm changing the laws. That's if I could. Because I think that would also be like, especially if someone between the ages of 30 to 50 right now, they probably were in school at some point when school shootings were a threat, when someone threatened your school. I did. People threatened my schools. They put ice bombs. We were locked down all day.
What the fuck is an ice bomb?
These little bombs in the trash, but they thought there was real bombs in our school. Someone called and said there was bombs. There was ice bombs.
There was a bomb here, but it melted.
Yeah, well, it doesn't. If you were like, it could like hurt you if you were like a foot away, but it's not.
Okay.
So whatever, I'm just saying, like, I lived through that. So obviously I would change laws and situations for schools because...
What do you think? More guns in schools arm the teachers?
No, I do not think. Teachers are psychopaths.
I'm kidding.
Why? Do you want... Remember
That's a real argument that people actually want that.
I do not. I have met, like... There's good teachers. I have friends that are teachers that are good. But most of the teachers I've met have mental problems. And you want them to have a gun? I mean, literal... psychopaths.
Well, none of these things...
It doesn't take that much requirement to be a teacher. It's easy, a bachelor's degree and a test.
But it's harder to be a teacher than it is to get a gun.
Okay, well, they definitely shouldn't be carrying. But maybe it should take like a course to get a gun. I mean, obviously there's always going to be the black market, though. There's always going to be guns.
Ghost guns.
We just have to fight harder. I don't know. And they don't want to. The cops and stuff.
Oh, the cops. Yeah, no, cops are... It's become so apparent that cops are really just out for themselves. It's kind of crazy. That's really scary. I don't like to think about that.
Yeah, they don't work for us. Like
they just protect themselves and their interests. They're like they work for the government. Yeah. Man, you are getting hit up today.
I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Let's go more fun. Let's go to either your story or end.
Oh, my story is not fun, but I do want to tell. I want to see how you react.
What's your story?
Okay. Do you remember a couple weeks ago when you got in my car and you were like, you commented on how you said you said something about how I'm very healthy, but my car was messy. Do you remember this?
No.
You don't remember this?
I don't remember what I said exactly.
But do you remember?
I remember getting in your car and being like, it was messy.
It was messy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened was I was out of town for like 4 months and I didn't drive my car. And I guess it wasn't like, I don't ever care about cleaning my car. I don't ever think about it. I don't give a shit. But it turns out I should have, because I didn't drive my car for 4 months. It just sat there and it became infested with carpet beetles.
What?
Yeah.
Bro.
And you rode in it.
So do I have to take a shit? Like, what do I have to do?
Nothing. They don't do anything to you.
But they don't attach on to you like lice?
No, they're not like bed bugs. It's just really gross. And the worst part is I didn't notice for like 2 weeks when I got back, which is so crazy. But then one day I had my back seat like down because I put something in like I have a hatchback. So I put the back seat down so that I could fit something in the backpack. And then I left the back seat down for a while because I didn't have any reason to put it up. And I lifted up the back seat and it was just covered in like dead bugs. And I was just like, what the fuck is going on? So then it was so gross. And I had seen like a bug in the car, but like everyone gets a bug in the car. You don't think anything of it. So like it never occurred to me that like I have a problem. It's just like there's a bug in the car, whatever. And then so my stomach just like sank at this moment when I lifted up the seat and I just saw like tons of these fucking bugs, a lot of mostly dead, but some of them alive. And I was just like, oh fuck, like this is gross. Something happened in my car while I was away. So I immediately like cleaned up everything, vacuumed it. And then I was like, all right, that's probably fine. Like I didn't know what it was at that point. I just vacuumed everything out, cleaned it, made sure the interior was clean looking, and continued on. The next day, I keep seeing them popping up, and I was like, I think I have an actual infestation here. Like they're living in this car. So for the past like 2-3 weeks, I have been just on a quest. It is like, I hate them so much. Like I have vacuumed out my car 10 times. I bought like $300 worth of products and chemicals to just like my car, if you looked at it right now, it is spotless. Like it is the cleanest car you've ever seen because I have been hand scrubbing, like shampooing every surface of the interior. I've done that 3 times.
What did you have to put to kill the bugs though?
Okay, so the process was like, first you vacuum everything out. You keep kicking the camera in the Judio. I vacuumed out everything, got out all the visible things. Then I shampooed the surface. I like got a brush and shampoo, and I just scrubbed every surface of the interior. Then I waited for that to dry. Then I got this diatomaceous earth powder, which actually kills them, the living ones. And I like laid the powder out all over the surfaces of the car, waited for that to dry, vacuumed it out, shampooed it off again because it was kind of like a residue on it. Then I got like a bug spray, like peppermint oil spray, because you go in the car too. Like you can't use a fogger because like then you can't go in the car. So you have to use like chemicals that are kind of safe for you. So I got this like peppermint oil spray. I've been spraying that. And then there's this other stuff called IGR. I forget what it stands for, but it like inhibits growth. It's like a growth inhibitor, and you put it in all the cracks, and that's like a kind of a dangerous chemical. So I've been doing that, and then I had like 3 days where I didn't see one of the bugs. So I was like, I think I'm good. So I shampooed it again to get all the chemicals up. And then later that day, I see 3 of them. And I was just, this was yesterday. And I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I lost my mind again. Went and vacuumed everything and then re-chemicaled everything last night, and just like every surface just sprayed the shit out of it because I'm going away again for 2 weeks. So I'm just gonna like fucking
bomb it when you leave for sure.
I'm gonna like make it inhospitable to all life for 2 weeks.
But why is this happening?
I don't know. I looked it up.
Yeah, what does
they're
it
carpet
say?
beetles. Like sometimes they get in there, and if you don't drive it for a while, that's the main thing. Like if you don't drive it for a while, they can just like get in there. They eat like carpet and shit. They eat your floor mats, and like if there's food particles, like, which I'm sure there was, because I never like cleaned the interior before.
Oh, you never have?
I've never cleaned the outside either. Like I don't ever do shit like that.
See, I go like every 3 months and have them detail it and clean it.
Well, now this is first of all, it cost me more than that would have cost me. But it was just so gross and so crazy. I never heard of this. I was like, I didn't, because I'm very, like, I'm clean. Yeah, like, I'm a clean person.
He's clean, besides his car.
Yeah, because I don't care about my car in the same way for some reason. Like, my room is clean. Like, I keep my house clean. I keep my body clean. But, like, so it's gross. And you were in the car with them. I just wanted you to know that.
That's disgusting. I know. Well, I didn't keep my phone, did I? I didn't, huh?
You didn't what?
I didn't keep, my purse. Like, I didn't lay it down on the floor, did I?
I don't know. I mean, I think you're fine. You would know if something happened at this point. Yeah. I haven't gotten them in the house at all. Any. Yeah. I mean, I am with them all the time. I'm with them all the time, and they don't come in here.
In my car. I haven't seen anything. It's been weeks, right?
I think it's unlikely, yeah.
And I just went and got it cleaned, and they didn't say anything.
Oh, I got it cleaned too, and they didn't say anything to me.
Really?
Yeah. I took my car into the Toyota dealership to get work done because like I didn't drive it for 4 months, so it needed other shit done too. And they didn't say shit to me.
Did they clean your car?
They did not clean it. But then I took it to the car wash to get the exterior and the interior. They didn't say shit to me. I think the guy was just like, here's your keys back, bud. Good luck. It's just so... it's been such a fucking headache.
That's so gross.
Nightmare. Fucking nightmare.
I guess I don't have any bugs, but that's scary.
I had roaches once in Philly, and it literally... I could not think about anything else. It was just like my mission in life. It was like, I have to get rid of these fucking things. Like we moved in not knowing that this building had roaches.
And they didn't spray for you?
No, the landlord, we called him Slumlord Steve. Stop kicking the camera.
I need a stretch.
And I immediately called him. I was like, you have to pay for this. Like I will.
You hire and we're taking it out of rent. If
you
don't pay for it. Yeah.
I was like, this is happening. And I made it my fucking life's mission to kill these fuckers. And I pretty much did from what I remember. But it was so heartbreaking.
Like an infestation.
It could have been worse because the exterminator came and he was like spraying, and he was like, usually if you have it bad, like you would see them scattering, like because he was like spray behind shit and there was nothing, like he couldn't find any.
Okay.
So what we think it was like it was row houses in South Philly, so it was probably the neighbor, and they would just like kind of trickle in.
Sometimes, yeah.
Because he couldn't find the actual bugs or like nests, which was good, but it was heartbreaking. Like we moved in, and that day we like got a pizza, put it on the counter in the kitchen, and like went and was like moving shit and whatever, and opened the box, and they like ran out, and I was just like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. It was so heartbreaking.
That's so bad. Okay, that sucks.
It was terrible.
Okay, well at least I guess beetles aren't as bad as cockroaches.
They're not, but they still invade your space.
No, like, it sucks that it happened. But at least it's not a cockroach. I guess beetles aren't as dirty, are they?
No, I didn't read anything about them, like, carrying disease. It's just gross.
No, it is gross. Bugs are gross.
Yeah, I don't mind bugs.
Do you think they hid when we were in the car? Because I didn't see anything. Like, when you were in the car.
It wasn't noticeable, right? Like,
yeah.
That's why I didn't notice for so long.
Your car was dirty. I didn't see a bug.
Yeah, because there was, like, receipts and, like, trash around.
So they were underneath that?
Well, first of all, I didn't see many in the front seat in general. It was mostly in the back. And that's when I noticed it. So I don't know. I've been like looking, I like open compartments thinking I'm going to find like a nest, and it has never happened. I've never found like more than one.
Motor or something.
Maybe. I've been trying to drive every day.
Spray in there though? Oh, okay.
No, I don't think it's in there. It's probably like in the wheel well or something like that. And I've been spraying in there.
Okay.
But I'm just trying to like drive. Like every day I'll drive even if I don't need to go anywhere. I think that's the main thing.
Okay.
And my car, like, sometimes I get a headache going in there because there's fucking chemicals.
That's so crazy. Okay, well, I have an appointment at 4:00, so we're gonna.
Is this the whole episode? Is just my Beetles?
Yeah, it's a good episode, honestly. So next episode, if you come back, we're gonna do some Twitter diving. That'll be fun, honestly. And
we did find a guy. We were trying to look for tweets from Weird Al Yankovic, but all we found is this guy who is holding the Weird Al handle hostage, not tweeting from it. He just has the handle Weird Al.
Random things over the last 15 years, so we'll go over that. But anyway, and we're gonna retweet him because he probably will, and Andy Dick. So come back to our next episode. Have a great night, day, morning, whatever.